Hi everyone, Natasha here, and around my home today we are in the kitchen and it's a partly cloudy sky out there, so the light is perfect for me to share with you my May setup in my Unbound Planner for 2020. So as usual, I have a little collection here of the supplies I used. I'm still using the Friction erasable pens as my everyday writing pen. I typically use the finer point, the .04 for my task lists, which are pretty narrow. And then the larger pen I use sometimes for headings, or if I want a really strong check mark on my checklist, that I use that. And I have the Louise Hay Colors and Numbers book, which I will talk about in a little bit. And I also used a Friction pen in the brown color here. And this came from a collection, I believe I got it at Michael's, might have been Amazon. I will find it and link it below along with everything else. And I'm still loving the mild liner brush pens and the chisel tip pens. And of course they each have a finer tip that works just as well too for various things. And then of course a ruler. So let's set some of this aside and I will share with you. We'll kind of see what we've got here. Hopefully you're getting through April okay. I know this is still kind of a crazy time around here, and we're doing our best to homeschool and just sort of keep life going, but I'm ready for things to go back to normal, as I'm sure a lot of us are. So, and just a quick thank you to all the people that are working so hard to keep us safe, to help those in need. I know I've got a pretty easy go of it because I'm just taking care of my family and we're doing what we need to do, but I appreciate everyone else who's taking care of others. So, and as you can see, I have added my tabs to the Unbound Planner along with a pen loop, and I explained all that in my 2020 planner setup video, so that'll be linked down below as well if you want to check that out. So let's find May, and we will go ahead and flip to May and take a look. So for May, I am using a pink and brown color scheme, which corresponds nicely since everything is starting to bloom around here and spring is coming. And I got my color scheme from the Louise Hay Colors and Numbers book. So if you've seen some of my other videos, I will link below the one where I explain how to use the system, and also the one that talks about how I use it for my wardrobe. But basically it gives you a personal number for each year, and you can break that down then into the month and the day. So for me, the month of May is a personal number 8, which is the color scheme for 8 is pink and brown. So I've used just my mild liner pink to highlight everything, and then the brown for my labels for my zone cleaning. I did add in the moon phases with my Friction pen. You can kind of see I had to erase one there, but that's what I love about those pens, is I can erase them and keep on moving. So this is all kind of irrelevant because we will not be going back to school. So anyway, that's I just left that in there just to kind of keep an eye on how we're doing as far as getting through schoolwork and things like that. Yeah, and I've just highlighted a few things. So as I kind of explained before, I will go in and fill out usually the first couple to 3 sections here on my monthly reflection for the Unbound Planner. And then at the end of the month, I go back and kind of look at how things went and fill out the bottom 3. And we'll go ahead and flip next to the little planning page. So what I liked about the Unbound Planner is they do have some goal setting and planning pages worked into each month as well as the week. So they give you a spot to add in your monthly goals and tasks, which you get from the beginning pages and sections in the book. They walk you through all that and have different questions to help you develop that. I'm using this notes page on the right to put in my personal month information from that Louise Hay book, the Colors and Numbers book. So for me, like I mentioned, it's a number 8 personal month, which is all about achievement. And it says, this is the success month. It's harvest time. That which you began 8 months ago is now ready. Take your product to the market. Business and all material things are yours now. Put out some effort and you will accomplish a lot. Go after what you want. Be the executive, the manager, the organizer. Be efficient and businesslike. Be self-confident. Be honest and fair in all your dealings, and you can accomplish big things. Look for unexpected sources of money. Business trips are favored. This is your month to achieve it. Go for it. I am the prosperous, successful executive of my world is the affirmation. Probably won't be taking any business trips unless they're digital and virtual, but other than that, that all sounds really good. So we'll see how the month plays out. I've already added in my birthdays that I want to keep track of. This is kind of a busy month for birthdays for me. And I'm still kind of not sure if I'm going to be using this section here. I didn't use it at all in April. I guess if I feel so moved, then I will use it for for May, but I'm not sure yet. What I initially did was just jot down some ideas for each of those sections, but then I found that I really wasn't going back to it, so that's why I'm not sure if I'm going to be using it. But that's okay. I could always put a sticker page over there and use it for something else if I decide I want to. And it does have a section where you can break out your priorities for the month, which has been handy, just to kind of keep those focused. And then we go into the first week of May. So same thing again, we have a space for our 3 priorities for the week. And as I mentioned before, I'm going to be using the bigger tasks for projects and things that take longer than 15 minutes. And then the easy tasks over here I use for anything that's 15 minutes or less. I've decided to kind of rework my daily habits. Let me back up for a minute. So the calendar up here, I've just been highlighting what week we're in, and then the weekly goals section, these are taken from the beginning of the book where you work through your goals for the year. So I just update that. Usually there's maybe 3 or 4 that I add, and then 1 or 2 that are kind of projects that I want to try to work on, or bigger concepts for the month that change month to month. You know, sometimes it's just a seasonal thing with the house or with the gardening around us. Anyway, so then I'll fill out my tasks, my bigger tasks and my smaller tasks. And then yes, this daily habits habit tracker at the bottom. I really had a lot of things packed in there the last few months, and I've decided just to really simplify and focus on the things that I am most likely to do. And if I can get those down and actually develop those as a good habit, then I'll go back and try to add a few more in. But with the whole change in our family lifestyle, that, you know, my daughter's now home with me from here on out until school starts in the fall, and my job's, you know, situation has kind of changed since I can't work at some of the jobs, and the other job that was busy for tax season is now slowing down a little bit. It's just changed and reworked how the day goes and what I can expect to get done every day. So I decided to give myself a break and not beat myself up because I'm not keeping up with some unrealistic standards as far as what I can get done in a given day. So I've taken this back down to just the basics, and if we can get most of these done, I'll be doing really well and be pleased with that. So I'm keeping that as is for now. I like using this section at the top for any notes I end up taking. Sometimes it's a phone call or something I read somewhere that I don't want to forget, or a certain project that just needs a little explanation, so that's great to have that there. And then I get my zone cleaning information from my zone cleaning checklist, which I set up in the seasonal checklist that they had in the book. So this originally had spring, summer, winter, fall, I think. Is that what was here? Now I can't remember. Oh yes, it was. And then I created this 5th section over here. This was just 2 blank checklists, and I kind of divided it out so that I could use it for my 5 zone cleaning tasks with the Fly Lady. And the only thing I think I'm ready to kind of branch out from this with is I would like to add Diane in Denmark, if you follow her. She mentioned in one of her videos this week that in each zone she also has a few ideas for things she can do for pampering, for projects or things that need to be done outside in their landscaping and gardening, and for decluttering, that she tries to do a little decluttering in each zone as she's doing her, you know, cleaning and working through the zone that week. So I don't have room to add those for most of my zones, and that's not a big deal. Maybe I just need to add that down here that we're gonna I don't know, really it's more the outside tasks. I would like to kind of break that up and have certain things that I do on each week of the month for the exterior of the home. And I have been needing to go through my larger control journal that the whole family can access for quite a while now. So maybe I'll have a video out about that. We'll see. But that would be a place that I could maybe have a little more space to break out the zone information and put some of those things like the suggestions for different tidying, decluttering things you can do, and then different pampering things you can do in each zone, as well as the outdoor tasks that need to be done on a monthly basis. So we shall see. But anyway, so I went ahead and pulled in everything I think I should try to get done this month in the zone. I don't usually get it all done. I try to pick, maybe 5 things. If I can get those done, I'm doing great. And then the rest, maybe I'll get it done next month. So that's the beauty of the zone cleaning system, is you're going to always come back around to that zone eventually. So it's not a big deal if you don't get it done. And then I always keep a little area where I can add any errands that I need to run for the week, and then contacts would be any form of communication. So speaking of communication, let's see if I can talk. So emails, phone calls, even if it's just mentioning something to my husband so that he knows what's going on with things. Just anything to do like that goes on my contacts list, just as a reminder to myself. And that's it. I haven't done too much setup other than just to highlight the days at the top and line out my spaces for the gratitude and the meal planning. One goal I have for myself is to maybe try to set up a monthly meal plan, kind of a structure. So maybe it's, every Tuesday is Taco Tuesday, and we just vary the taco recipe because I have a good fish one. I have, the standard one with ground beef. We could do soft tacos, we can do nachos, that sort of thing. Anyway, I have been really struggling to just cook in general, let alone meal plan and be real organized with my cooking, which is not good because I have to do more cooking now than I usually do with our, new quarantine life here. And shopping is more challenging, so I really need to have a better plan for what I'm shopping for, because it really is hard to get to the store more than once a week. I have to go by myself. We can only have one person per family in the store. And since I'm home with my daughter most of the time, that's been hard. And Instacart, I think, is getting better now, so I may need to switch back to Instacart delivery. But for a while there, it was like a week and a half to get your groceries, which kind of didn't make sense to do. So anyway, after all that rambling, this is my current start to the first full week of May, and I have not really gone any farther than that. So I guess I did some highlighting. That's the most I've done. And then I did add those sticker numbers from the Happy Planner sticker book that's got all the different numbers in it. So I'll link that below too. But that is my May setup in my Unbound Planner. I'd love to know if you're all planned and ready to go for May, or if you're like me and kind of struggling to keep things going. I know I've just talked to a lot of different friends, and people in my life have mentioned that it seems like it shouldn't be that hard to be motivated right now, because we all have more time and we all have the space to work on things. But at the same time, I know I feel like, well, why? There's no point, because we don't know when anything's going to go back to normal, and we're all just sort of on standby. So I'm doing the best I can, trying to stay motivated and keep things rolling in a positive direction forward. So hopefully you're doing okay, and this is something that will just get you motivated to do a little bit more and get ready for the month of May. All right, well, thanks for joining me, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button down below, and let me know if you have any questions down in the comment section, and I will look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye-bye.